Adults of Reddit, what is something that you don't miss about school? Getting up at 6:45 to walk in -degree weather to the bus stop. Fuck that. Lol, I had to wake up at 5:30. This made me angry for some reason. Rushing to use the bathroom in between classes. Carrying a 50 pounds backpack full of textbooks you may or may not need during the day. And having to carry all of them all day because of not being allowed to go to our lockers in between classes. My high school actually had lockers to put our backpacks in. We were allowed to do that. No one did it. Absolutely no one. My bag was always too big to put in a locker, lol. Going to school with a bunch of assholes. The power-hungry teachers. The ones that demand respect. They are in charge of when you leave class, not the bell. The assholes who give book reports on spring break, knowing a lot people travel or make plans during that time. The utter bullshit high schools hand out. Never cared about football, cheerleaders, or homecoming queens. Kids who didn't fit the mold were ostracized. The food was terrible. Too many adults with nothing better to do than concoct stupid rules and then try to enforce them. The smell of the restrooms and locker rooms. Burned out teachers. It was preparing you for real adult life. Be part of society and consume the shit they feed you. Listen to them and don't question it. Being controlled by the whims of adults with no real control over your autonomy. Especially not realizing that adults aren't always right and or nice. And some teachers just need to be told to duck off. Homework. My free time is 100% mine. And I literally never have to do work related stuff outside work. Not getting paid to do work for 8 hours a day. I remember some of my teachers would call report card day payday in the snarky way they said it would always make me so irritated. Fake friends. Out of my 100+ high school mates that I said were my friends, only one still talks to me. I have real friends now though. I wouldn't call those fake friends personally. It's just that many friendships rise out of convenience. I don't talk to a lot of my friends outside of school or functions. But I love them anyways and understand that we probably won't be friends forever. That's fine. I'll just enjoy this while it lasts. Homework is bullshit. Also the power dynamic between teacher and student. Having to ask to go to the bathroom. Being bullied. Two things. 1. All the cliques. Certain people only hung around certain people. 2. The amount of pointless shit that was taught in class. The never-ending cycle of tests and exams. I didn't realize it then, but I really miss the lack of responsibility. The gist of responsibility back then was mainly completing homework. Completing homework and attending classes was all it took to pass for me. I never studied, I only had a textbook open to daydream about things. You lucky man. I have a test in 2 days, and I can't get anything in my head, so I just went on Reddit. Stupid teachers preaching maturity when they're just as ducked up as you. Uniforms. I always ducking hate it. It's absurd. I live in a tropical country, and we had to wear two-layer uniforms. Having to run from bullies. Literally all of it. Having to wake up too early for my sleep schedule to learn notions that aren't useful at all professionally. Not learning things I would actually use later in life. I wasn't challenged in high school, so I never learned how to learn, if that makes any sense. All of it. I wouldn't redo junior high or high school for all the money in the world. Bullying is so brutal. I don't miss anything about it. Homework and studying for a subject you aren't interested in. The people. The dickheads that took pleasure at making a spectacle of you so they could look cool in front of their friends. The joke was eventually on them. Same type of douchebags were in my college, but people did not pay attention to their antics. Having the thought in the back of my head all weekend that I have a shit ton of homework to do on Sunday night, and it takes a while for that feeling to go away. After I graduated college, I'd still be filled with a weird kind of dread on Sunday evenings. Tests. Having no control. Lunch. Homework. The toxic environment of shitty teenagers. Studying for test. Homework taking up the evenings. I hated school with a passion. College is great but high school just sucked. Going to school to learn stupid shit I don't use. The duck am I supposed to do with y equals mx plus b? Or knowing that the mitochondria, that stupidly spelled word duck Latin, is the powerhouse of the cell. The Sunday night dread feeling. Sadly, that doesn't go away. Not completely, but my stomach doesn't feel like it's in my ass all night. The gossip. I grew up in a small town where everything was everyone's business. So half the time the teachers were more of a problem than the students. My family was not popular for a lot of reasons, and there were always a million rumors swirling about us, which was spread by students and staff alike. Yeah, I know that one. When one bad thing happens in your home life, and the next day the whole school knows about your business. Having someone who doesn't understand the concept teach it to me. Penis inspection day. Why the duck is that even a thing? Staying up until 2 to 4 am every day after getting off of practice at 5:30 pm just to get straight A's. Was it worth it? Probably not. I'm so glad I didn't work myself into the ground in high school. Now, I'm more or less in the same boat as my classmates who graduated in the top 10%. Seriously, was a solid B/C student in high school. Went to community college for 2 years. Ended up with a bachelor's in it, and I'm doing just fine or better than those kids. The plain immaturity. In high school, if two people were fighting, everyone wanted to watch it. Two people fighting as adults is just embarrassing, and I don't think I could will myself to care any less to watch school kids in American dramas. Who would have thought at the beginning of the year that we would all become great friends? Apostrophe. School kids in real life, haha. You're gay. Bums against the wall. Apostrophe. The lessons. I love learning, but they taught so slow I felt like I was wasting my time. Everything. I hated the school bus, the walk, the classes. I hated being stuck to a schedule. School felt like a prison, where I was always doomed to fail every popularity contest. I didn't fit in. We were poor and my clothes were few and god awful. I would have killed to homeschool. Being surrounded by judgmental, nasty, idiotic, insolent, empty-headed wankers for 7 hours a day. How teachers have to do one subject, but we had to do all of them at once. The schoolwork lol. The boredom. Especially in elementary school, I had no control over what I learned, and 99% of it was neither useful nor interesting. Most of my day was sitting there picking at my skin, or doodling as a way to keep myself awake. Fucking routine. Have to wear uniforms. Politics amongst children. I much prefer my friends now without weird competition feelings. The bullying. Worrying about finishing my assignment on time. School. All 12 years of it. That one asshole who bitched about you, behind your back, to your group friends, so as to seem cool. I hope I'm not the only one this has happened to. Homework. Puppy love, is all I could see. That and doomed relationships from the start. 12 years of Catholic school. 12 years of required mass days, religion classes, and spiritual retreats. Even back when I was religious, that stuff was at rag. Went to a secular college, but am now in a Jesuit-run law school. The pandemic cut off classes mid-semester, so I never had to finish the required theology class, and I think I'm only encouraged to attend one major church service per year. The beatings. The dementors. Being bullied. Smudging ink all over my hand, because being left-handed is a pain in the ass. I don't miss anything like the majority of people. Having an adult talk down to you, and then having to do homework. The weird librarian Sally who used to shush every breath I took. Drama. Having to get up at 5:30 every morning, panicking about being late to class, and getting detention, because my locker was on the other side of the school. Mean teachers. Kids that were full of themselves, and bullied those that were beneath them. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.